Hello, welcome back, Recapped Mystery here. Today, I'm going to explain a Dutch family film called Yeep. Watch out and take care. The film starts in a tiny town in the Netherlands. War, a middle-aged guy, lives on an isolated farm with his wife Tine, surrounded by broad meadows. War enjoys bird watching as a hobby. He frequently goes out in the woods with his binoculars and a bird book. War is bird watching one day when he hears chirping noises nearby. He rushes to investigate the commotion and discovers a little creature lying on the ground. The creature is small enough to fit in the palm of his hand. It has a human female body and face, but it has wings for arms. War searches the sky for her mother, but finds nothing. War is fascinated by this weird creature, so he brings her home to show his wife. Tine is taken aback when she sees the tiny child with wings. War believes the bird girl is a very unusual species because he has never read about such creatures before. He makes Tine take items from a basket on the dining table and uses the basket as a cot for the baby girl. Tine advises calling the cops and handing over the kid, but War prefers to wait for the girl's parents to arrive. Tine afterwards appears to be singing a lullaby to her. Tine and War have no children, so they decide to raise the little girl as their own in case no one comes to collect her. Tine feeds the small girl by dipping her finger into the water. They stare at the sleeping child in awe. At night, pondering her name. War wants to name her Birdie, but they agree on Vijlj. Tine buys a Barbie doll with a changeable clothing for Vijlj and a little baby bottle to feed her the next day. Meanwhile, War constructs a larger pram for Vijlj so that she can be taken outside like a regular child. Her wings are still visible when she is placed on the pram with a blanket. Tine therefore rips War's sock and sews it into a little poncho to conceal Vijlj's wings. The poncho works, and the two go for a walk around town with their new daughter. Vijlj makes noises while walking, which Tine interprets as her attempting to communicate, but War feels she is more avian than human. Therefore she could be chirping. Some of the town's women are overjoyed to see the new infant. War informs them that they have recently adopted Vijlj. When asked why she is so small, the two cut the conversation short and leave. Many years have passed, and Vijlj has grown in size. She can no longer fit in the dining table basket. She is yet to learn to speak and just makes bird-like noises. Tine notices Vijlj attempting to fly one day. As time passes, she begins to behave more like a bird than a human. Tine is upset about this since she wants her daughter to be more human. Tine tries to teach her to speak and eat with her feet despite her differences. They've built a tiny cot for Vijlj right alongside their bed. When she gets terrified, she jumps into their bed and sleeps between them. Tine overhears Vijlj say the word Nimai one day. She believes the girl is calling her mama. She starts teaching her the letters the next day, but Vijlj doesn't seem to grasp it. Vijlj is also eating bugs from the floor, which she observes. She puts Vijlj worms on a plate and forces her to eat them with her feet, believing that it is usual for birds to consume bugs. Tine feels frustrated when Vijlj is unable to complete the task. She believes Vijlj can only acquire etiquette by imitating those around her. She brings Vijlj to a restaurant the next day. Vijlj notices pet birds flapping their wings and mimics them. Tine, fearful of being observed, leads her to a bathroom cubicle and instructs her to flap her wings there. She is waiting outside, conversing with a woman. When Vijlj does not appear after a while, Tine opens the door to reveal only her shoes. She sees Vijlj soaring away through the window and cries her name, but it is in vain. Tine returns home, still anxious about her daughter, and informs War about her daughter's abduction. They reason that Vijlj can't have gone too far, so they travel to town to seek for her. Meanwhile, we observe Vijlj flying with a flock of birds, clearly enjoying the time of her life. She loses her balance due to the wind and falls through a skylight window onto someone's bed. The room, it turns out, belongs to a small girl named Loej. Loej is captivated by Vijlj's wings and inquires as to where she obtained them. They become good friends. Because Loej's father does not have time to play with her, she seeks refuge in Loej. War and Tine arrive in town and go to an airline information desk. When they are unable to obtain the information they require, they make their way to a motel to spend the night. Meanwhile, Loej pretends to be a bird and leads Vijlj to a neighboring tree. Vijlj climbs easily and sleeps on a branch, while Loej sleeps on the lower branch. War and Tyne are unable to stay in a hotel because all of the rooms are taken. They all wind up at the same tree and sleeping underneath it. The pair sees Loej in the morning, who informs them about a bird girl sleeping on the highest branch. But Vijlj has already flown away before they can reach her. Loej pursues the pair as they attempt to escape, claiming that she will assist them in finding Vijlj. They board a bus while trailing a swarm of birds. Tyne does not want to bring Loej with them because she is difficult to manage, but the small girl believes she can care for herself. Vijlj is flying with a flock of birds but is unable to keep up due to her small stature. She landed on a church's roof. People notice her and summon the firefighters to bring her down. When a firefighter arrives, he sees her flying away in the distance. The people believe the girl was abducted by eagles. The news is broadcast on television, and War witnesses it. The pair then goes to the firefighter's house and tries to convince him that Vijlj is a bird. He almost doesn't believe them, but he says the bird flew south. He even offers to assist them in finding her. The group then proceeds south. Meanwhile, Vijlj arrives at a small cottage in the middle of nowhere. She's sitting by the window, watching the birds. She joins them as they fly away. However, gunshots are heard just then. Loej finds Vijlj at the bottom of the well after the gang pursues the sounds. They use the firemen's equipment to investigate the well and discover that it is only Vijlj's poncho. As night falls and they still haven't discovered her, the party decides to stay at a nearby motel. Tyne has begun to treat Loej as if she were her own kid. Loej spots a strange boy on a tree outside her room late at night. She joins him, and the two enjoy a pleasant conversation. Later that night, while resting on his bed, the child hears a commotion from beneath it. When he checks, he discovers Vijlj lying under her bed. He recalls Loej telling him about her, so he rushes to call her. The two return to find Vijlj still present. They all get under the bed and sleep for the night. Loej is relieved to see her friend again. The boy's mother arrives in the morning to clean his room. The children rush to summon Vijlj's parents, but Vijlj has already flown away. It is now time for the group to resume their pursuit, but Loej refuses to abandon the youngster. He's the only friend she's ever had, and unlike Vijlj, he doesn't flee. Tyne accepts the little child and lets her stay. The three of them continue their journey, but the firefighter becomes exhausted and decides to rest in a neighboring shed. The other two end up in the jungle, crossing the river. War has had enough of the chase and suggests to Tyne that they rest for the day. They return to the shed to sleep. A chirping noise awakens the firefighter up at night. He notices Vijlj dangling upside down from a tree. While flying, she hurt her wings. The firefighter saves her and bandages her wound. When Vijlj tries to fly once more, she is prosperous. The firefighter tells Tyne and War about his meeting and assures them that Vijlj is safe. He eventually splits up with the couple, who are still looking for their daughter. They arrive at a beach and observe Vijlj fly away into the water. They finally realize she has matured and watch her fly away with her. The couple intends to return home by bus. However, before boarding the bus, War heard chirping. Tyne chases him as he sprints towards the water. They save a drowning Vijlj and bring her back to safety. The three are having dinner at home in the next scenario. The couple is overjoyed to get their daughter back and celebrates with alcohol. The next morning, though, they observe her trying to fly away through the window. The couple regrets restricting their daughter's independence. Finally, they decide to let her go cheerfully. War and Tyne take her to the meadow where she was discovered, kiss her goodbye, and let her fly away. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.